Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I want to welcome una all to the first all-female dialogue program in the history of Sierra Leone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the Musladies platform, the all-female Islamic dialogue program. In today's edition, we will get to the first episode of the Musladies platform. And in today's episode, inshallah, we will talk about the importance of seeking the Islamic knowledge. For me to discuss this proper one, I get with me today Sister Khadija, who will help me for make me able to understand this topic properly. And inside this topic today, inside this episode, we will discuss about the concept of knowledge, the misconceptions, then the obligation of knowledge, and how we will able to utilize this knowledge when we get them. So, like Sister Khadija.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Me Sister Khadija to Angela Kamara. And I'm so happy for being at this program today. That's a very important platform where we Muslim women could benefit from, inshallah.
Now, so like when we talk about knowledge inside Islam, because like the word knowledge inside Islam is something where people get so many understanding about. Some can take and say and get understanding, some can say it own as something very difficult for handle. So because of this, we get people away can say when I say knowledge, the mere fact you're born as a Muslim, like you don't go sit down like where with country people can call and say you don't go under Karandie, means say you don't get knowledge about Islam. So like we they say, one thing about knowledge, we not say knowledge na an academic discipline where they helpful for make we understand or bridge the gap between the past and the present. Now they actually able for make we understand what thing don't happen in the past and for make we relate to this present situation. And also now a source of guidance where they help we for prepare we path to Jannah. Now in they help we for make we actually understand, make we able distinguish between the right and the wrong. And also now a religious it helpful for teach we with religious values. Person it's not easy for make you you able to identify yourself say you're not a Muslim if you don't get the knowledge of Islam. So what are you take on this?
To start with, knowledge is the foundation of Islam because when the Prophet Salah of Islam received the revelation, where Allah said, make a read, say it in the name of your Lord that created all that exists. So that's a London should say we need knowledge before we know what we even do to start with. So, and not just the knowledge we get for practice them and then we act upon them.
So like when we don't talk about this knowledge, because actually waiting prompt we for discuss this come up with a topic like this, that we dey say just like I said don't mention knowledge na the foundation for every Muslim in Islam. Meaning knowledge na something very important for let somebody go able for use for identify himself say me na a Muslim. So like people like be skeptical about whether knowledge is compulsory or not so compulsory. You get some people way, especially for we the woman, because we target here and for talk about the woman the area. We get people away so much they frown about woman for make it learn. So like when even the Prophet in hadith when he say talabul ilm faridatu ala kulli Muslim, people always they look and say like the word Muslim means a masculine gender. Where it be for saying a general for both gender, that is both a compulsory on both the man as well as the woman. So in this area, this obligation of knowledge, like this one of the scholars, Sheikh Uthaymin, he states say, we get the Fawdul Ain, we get the Fawdul Kifaya, we get the Naf obligation where the Fawdul Ain when they refer to as individual obligation. Then we get the fardu kifaya, when are the communal obligation. Then we get the nafwe, now like additional obligation. So in the area of the fardu ain, when are the individual obligation, this na the knowledge wey be for say e compulsory upon we know na the knowledge wey somebody a Muslim not actually dey able live without, for able for do it without am. When na im dey help we for make we able fulfill we religious duty sincerely, for make we able worship Allah sincerely. So in this area, what do we think, how somebody are important for make we get this individual obligation, this knowledge way for help prepare we as Muslims?
Well, the individual obligation, especially for the woman, since now woman they will discuss about now, so it's very much compulsory for we, for that we learn, and because it's not just about memorizing the Quran, you get to learn so much more than that. You get to learn some things that way we say it will affect the way you practice your deen. For example, what you will do if you know your prayer as a woman and after you don't start your prayer. So some of them things that also can affect the woman if in all line, you get to learn the hadith, the faith, you get to learn all of them things there so in order for and work in practice where it do.
And also, like we did discuss just now, we don't state earlier, say we get the fardu kifaya, the communal knowledge, wherein they talk about the knowledge where it be for say somebody can get where they call the beneficial worldly knowledge, wherein they for manage people and well-being in the worldly affairs. For instance, get for example people and get these ideas, especially we woman, say woman not for learn English education, woman not forget for study medicine, for study law. So make we find out say in most cases all over the world people and they frown at the Muslim women then the Muslim women, people and they look always at say the Muslim woman that somebody we just particularly subjected to the kitchen. Like say the only work where woman is supposed for entitle himself to now just the kitchen. Woman not supposed for go school, not for learn nothing to nothing. A woman can manage a land not as even a profession, it can learn no more just basic understanding about Islam. But when it comes to this Fardu Kifaya, plenty women in the way they need encourage for them to learn, for become a doctor, become a pharmacist, make woman become a lawyer, become an accountant. And when we look at this area, yeah, imagine if we na woman then we dey try for follow the Sharia, we dey try for follow how to protect and seek the interests of the Muslim woman. If me as a woman are sick, or let us say like maybe I get belly, I get a little bit of complication, or I need a medical doctor. Because we the Muslim woman that we don't frown away from education, we know they give for learn the worldly education knowledge, yeah, we know they able for seek am. Then obviously I dey go seek attention from somebody where not a Muslim and it can be in most cases now man them. So we don't find out say plenty women they even is scared for go hospital. And this is very, very a very hard trending. Even when you come in the field of law, we not get women the way understand Islam, we study law, we will actually team up in a court for defend a Muslim woman. Because if you don't understand Islam, then you're not go able to understand the work of the hijab. And if you don't understand the work of the hijab, somebody abuse me just like what they happen right now. These people and they continuously they abuse the hijab. Other go come who go actually able to defend what we dey do. They know they get the passion for understanding what we dey do.
Well, in terms of this, I believe in a whole misconception because woman, according to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it give me a right for we even learn, for we get a very good education because we are the foundation of the home to start with because that is the whole education system they even start. So if the woman no learn, then how it will impact that kind of knowledge into the kingdom? The worldly education, in as much as the Islamic education very much important past that one day, but we also need that day as an addition because in the daily life of today, we just need their education and they for go about with business. So if they say, for example, woman not supposed to attain their knowledges and they and now look what thing they happen, for example, in Sierra Leone, we stay and we not get people in the law sectors for even defend we to that much because we have Muslims there, but they not get the idea say this not the whole way for step in for even protect the rights of Muslim women.
You know, even don't forget about the law field and all other areas. There are so many things that we need for do as Muslim women and all to be safe. But it's so difficult because of the limitation. And we can normally they tell people and say, Islam actually limits even in plenty other situation and the way we actually need women them for the represent we in the fields and they like for example when they talk about even the security forces or look what exactly they happen. People they don't make efforts, the little way they try to make efforts for land, they encourage them for making them able for use their hijab. So like, if me as a woman, even a program like this what we dey do, by rights we suppose to get a situation where in a woman dem for do everything for we. But it's so unfortunate that we not dey get the situation and they available. Then also we get the knowledge when they talk about the additional, the NAF, where an additional obligation where it not necessarily means say pow forget am, but if the means dey in it can find make we learn am where of course we know say like deep parts in fiqh you get critical areas in Islam where before so not all man necessary for make it sabi am, but it's so important also for we learn am. Then what about like the knowledge that we haram?
Well, in terms of that one day, that campus to the two knowledges them, it can be very beautiful if a Muslim woman in particular gets the Islamic knowledge and also gets the worldly knowledge because it could be balanced, right? Because we are living in a world wherein we need the worldly education in as much as the Islamic education. In terms of the side where you say some knowledges and where we really not can need, well, then one day also can divert your attention to the main importance of within the Islamic studies they about. Some of them things that can derive to it from within really Islam they about. So this is some of the things that we can really affect to it.
So like when they say we get knowledge that also we haram inside Islam. Like for example, nothing that we plenty people that they do, even Muslims that they make that mistake they do. And now knowledge, but not means say because my knowledge we supposed for acquire them, we supposed for practice them, we seek and practice them. For example, the knowledge of that, like when they say looking gone. Looking gone so common among Muslims these days. If they see somebody say me a Muslim, they say come make I can help you let you sabi so make I can make you sabi this, and which of course then they then call am a part of shirk. We also get people that we see them what they can call the Englishman can call and say fortune tellers then. Where then they come sit down, then tell you say I they can't tell you anything there for happen for you in the future. And we all know say like where Allah say in the Quran, He say in the alimul ghaib. He say na in the knower of the unseen, waiting there for happen to be in the future. Not only Allah get that power, they will not supposed for entertain. Not only not for practice them or seek them, we not even supposed for ask people for help towards them. And one common way where most of Muslims and they practice this knowledge here is let me take for example then social media there. You get then will come and tell you say Kala can tell you what your future keep for you. Now, one way where plenty of we they make mistake in terms of their education and they. Then we also get the knowledge I would consider as makul, where we say now knowledge where you're not supposed for practice they not like because you get people away good poetry no wrong in Islam, poetry very beautiful, and knowledge where even Aisha radiallahu anha gets. But for make a man go sit down you dey write the whole poetry about a woman, you dey describe the whole structure, everything about the woman, then they will know say it totally wrong inside Islam for the way they practice am.
Yeah.
So we dey hope say we go able for understand the difference in the knowledge there.
Well, some of the apps are here to start with on the Facebook, where normally most of my sisters them, and even my brothers them can use. They can forget say they will predict the future. Not only Allah can able for do that one day. So if you start for the use the app there, it's totally haram. It haram because they will predict waiting day ahead of you. Not only Allah can able do that thing then day. And some people can misuse the importance of the Quran. For example, these people where they do this looking go on. Because if Allah Himself don't always say it's forbidden for do that thing, they yet still we take advantage of the fact say this are from Allah, then
Yeah,
they
we say
use
because
that
na
the
Quran.
wrong way, yes. And in don't always say that thing we not go through at all. This black magic and all other thing and what we can do. And if not just the people the way they practice and even we self way they go meet them people we self they practice senior so
You know, like what they say, this just bring me to the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he say, "Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa 'allamahu." You know, like some people can interpret and say, the best among we are the one we learn the Quran, then it teach other people them.
yeah.
But like in the field of dawah, now we dey try for help people them for understand that particular hadith they properly and say the best among we, now the one we learn the Quran, he understand them,
Yeah.
then he put them into practice, then teach other people them. Because understanding, get acquiring the knowledge of the Quran
It's
now
not
one.
enough.
You get for understand because not only when you understand you will know say for abuse them, for misuse them. Then if you don't know, you don't understand the content of the Quran itself, then you're able for put it into practice.
Yeah.
But we dey see plenty people then get the knowledge of the Quran, but wallahi is so pathetic they not get the practical aspect of them. And these people you always they say, hey, afterwards, not see me what dress half naked so Asabi Quran, yeah, cram Quran, exactly. And Islam is not all about cramming, memorizing the Quran. You get for be practical about them. So this will take me to like we get people where na Muslims because they couldn't talk, we they talk about how beautiful it is or how advantageous it is for make you get the Islamic education and the worldly education.
Yeah.
So like we're in a situation wherein we dey look at again from two other angles. We get one when somebody gets the Islamic education but you don't get the English education. Then a situation wherein person gets the English education but you don't get the Islamic education, which is the most dangerous part. Because if you get the English education, you don't get the Islamic education, it's just like what they say an empty bag standing. When you take empty bag, you blow and you put an empty map. What if is it will happen in a situation? Exactly. At a certain point in time, it will fall down, it must capsize. And what make this situation very dangerous is when you dey get people when not just the English education and get, then they sit down for decide on matters we get for Islam.
Thank you all for even put in their opinion where Islam already don't get in your
just like where Allah said in the
Quran,
Quran,
and this can mislead way.
Yes, Allah said in the Quran, He say it not befitting for the believer, man and woman, for make he use your opinion, for make you can Adam pantaputi in the Almighty Allah and in messenger that already decide. How this they happen? Let's take for example the hijab. This hijab dress code they use. Quran and the Prophet don't explain and clear one. But now what thing they happen? We get sisters and we come out from the West. Fine, they come out from the West. Now just English education they understand. Then come now they describe, they try for teach Muslims and say,
this way
fine, and this way you can even tie ordinary hair as well as ear cover. Yes. Say you can wear tight dress, like sort of everything we contradict within Allah and Messenger already. Don't say now we see say then they introduce inside the life of the people.
Then they forget say the Islamic knowledge and they go with action. back up with action. It's not about just knowing what's in the Quran, but also for practice am. Because if you don't already read, say, na this way na woman for this, obviously if you don't know say they say you know for wear tight clothes. They say you for cover fully. So if you say because you don't cover your head, you don't tie your head and decide for wear tight jeans and tight clothes, that don't show say you know what's in the Quran, but you know the actor now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it
So
just
some of
takes
them
me
say
now
they really
like
they affect me.
exactly like during the prophet in time when the ayah of the ayah they have been candle, what will happen? Like you get people in the same way how they think now so then they think. People
Yeah.
and them they go meet the prophet. So all prophets you say woman not for use false here, woman not for dress this kind of way, not for make so not for make. So what about always this is where it starts.
Yeah.
What if people they always the try for being questioned, like for counter,
Yeah.
for make excuse for poor waiting already don't
No,
stated
yeah,
inside Quran and the
Yeah.
Sunnah. They say like what if for just me married that decide for wear the wig? What if
It can be just one day.
One
Some
day,
people
yes.
will even say, well, it's not necessary say you know for put makeup.
Ex-
Wetin that makeup
exactly
dey
na
do
that
to
how
you?
they come
But
to.
if you know wetin dey inside the Quran, you know wetin the Prophet don't talk about, then you go know say yes, it's not just about one day. And one day can lead to a second day.
Exactly.
And that's how things can go on and go. And some of them, for example, their makeup there, so can even affect me in certain ways where we self not they realize.
You know
Because
how
I will not put on this makeup and then they are done calm and I will begin thinking, well, I don't look so beautiful. Then now I can't go WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So you dey forget say that one way you dey neglect. So then the most important thing when you put it.
exactly.
Whilst you have to prioritize the beauty way you don't get and not you know remember now say that beauty the excessive way you don't put on so or way you don't get even before you put on the makeup. Now you create a excessive thing you.
Exactly.
And so you get an obligation for go worship her.
Yeah.
So some of them things that success can affect with. In terms of the side where they say the woman can get the Muslim woman can get the all the knowledge and not get the Islamic knowledge. Instead now one big problem what we face. Likewise, they get the Islamic knowledge and not get the worldly knowledge. Instead now another big something where we dey face because some women, for example, they one day we can acquire the worldly knowledge and not get any basic, for example, because at times some can get basic, not can get really deep knowledge in Islam, but you get basic, but it act on that. Okay, some can say it's not even necessary for make it even there. So some can even challenge you say, who sign that the Quran where even talk say you for dress properly. So some of them think that's one of the big challenges where if you as a Muslim woman, you don't even know what thing you create or tell you about your dress code, then you will begin think and say, at all, what in this person they say so not we're not say they just want for terrorism no we cover we set up. So this is some of the things that we sisters in the face.
Sure.
And when you say when you say you don't decide for go in the path of Allah, you're not perfect, but you really get for strive harder for to say yes, you do want the correct way.
So this take me to for make we know say for fair knowledge inside Islam or for acquire both the knowledge is very essential, is very important for we Muslim women them.
Yeah.
So for make we go able for do this, in the next episode will be the second episode of the importance of seeking knowledge inside Islam. We will find out say we will discuss inside there about how we can balance all to the knowledge there, how important it is for we, and also bring to una the past scholars them, the past female scholars them during the prophet in time, and we present one them now what we get. Let me see how best woman necessarily they make efforts for understand forget the knowledge of Islam inside it. So if you miss part of this program or you want to download this program for make you go get access to them, you can go na the SierraLeoneIslamicWeb.com. You will able to get access to them. And you can also make effort for download the Sierra Leone Islamic Web app where you will get and then if you go YouTube channel, you will also get access to the Sierra Leone Islamic Web, you will get access to the Musladies platform. And plenty thank you to una all for the patience who una make for listen to we. And one for tell also plenty thank you to we cameraman them and plenty thank you to we producer Mohammed Simbikoma and to we executive producer Mohammed Keita. So till next edition again, one for tell una thank you and tata to una all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.